It's not supposed to be fun. They only made it fun for us so we propagate the species because we won't do anything for other reasons.
And welcome to the Rowdy.com Big Three. I'm Reginald Buckkeeper. That's Leonard Bassmaster.
Yes, we talk NASCAR right here on the program, and we have a little website, Rowdy.com, that you can also come visit. In fact, you may be there right now watching this very video.
Thank you.
We're talking NASCAR, talking three big burning questions, and Jerome Buzz Cutler has them.
All right, I want to start with a little audio from my friend and yours, Mr. Mark Martin.
For us right now, our focus is to get back up, on the level that we were on last year, and actually this allows us, in one way, this missing the chase will allow us to go out there and take chances and on different hardware and different setups and those kind of things that we wouldn't necessarily if we were in the hunt for the championship.
Do you care that those guys who missed the chase use the last 10 races as a glorified test session?
No, I don't care. I think it's to be expected. We see this in all sports where, you miss the playoffs, and maybe sometimes it's better if you kind of throw some young guys out there, maybe lose a few games, get a couple high draft picks, and come back stronger the next year. Jeff Gordon said the seeds of his performance this year were sown in 2005 when he missed a chase, and they had to go further out of the box and find stuff that worked for them and that worked for him. So I think sometimes the seeds of eventual victory are sown in defeat, and that's to be expected.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. said earlier this year, I don't want to make the chase limping in towards the very end in last position. I want to, if I'm going to make the chase, I want to do well. If not, I want to miss it so I can keep working on my
Well, it's a good thing Dale Jr. gave himself a nice wide berth between him and the last position of the chase there.
Yeah, he's got it covered. He's going to miss the chase. And so, both Mark Martin and Dale Jr. in that little tandem there over at Hendrick Motorsports, they've got a lot to accomplish next year, which will be Mark's last at the team. So
they need 10 races
They
to
need
do
this test session desperately, and I'm not sure if they both squeaked in there that they would really be a factor. That's the other thing. If you use up your stuff trying to get in the chase, you say, oh, so-and-so's got the most points leading into the chase, so he could be a factor. Well, don't forget, the guys at the top have been working on stuff and preparing for the chase, not necessarily trying to earn max points in every race leading up to it.
Next issue.
All right, next issue. We may have gotten a little insight from Greg Biffle as to why Roush Fenway Racing has turned themselves around. Listen to this quote.
I'm really curious to see how our car runs with this new front suspension package we have. That's one we haven't been on a short track with it yet. Chicago was our first attempt with it at the racetrack, so I'm curious to see what it runs like. I'm actually more looking forward to Richmond than anything, just for a test platform of how we're running now on those type of racetracks.
Very interesting. Reminds me a little bit of Tony Stewart, Michigan, 2005, when the word on the street was Smoke, who dominated that race and ended up finishing second, had found something in the front end of his race car over there at Joe Gibbs Racing, went on to his second Cup title. And if Chicagoland is where they debuted this stuff across Roush Fenway, that was kind of the start of this resurgence. So something in the front end, which is a particular difficulty with this particular race car, is hard to get the thing to turn. It's a very pushy car. If they found something that works on the downforce tracks, what Greg is saying is if it works at Richmond, then it works at shorter tracks, then it'll work at New Hampshire, should work at Phoenix and maybe Martinsville.
Watch out.
That's 80-year chase races, downforce stuff plus those three. So no wonder he's anxious to see how they do at Richmond.
And remember, after Chicagoland, he was reeling with excitement. He talked to Carl Edwards, he said, for an hour about the fact that his car could actually turn. If that happens at Richmond, we might actually have something really dicey.
And we've seen the Biff come out and win at New Hampshire and then win at Dover the following week to start the chase, so he would love to do that again.
Dark horse for the chase for championship.
Everybody's a dark horse. Next issue.
All right, so heading into Richmond, basically for Ryan Newman and Jamie McMurray to have any chance in hell of making the chase, they need to record top fives.
They need to have someone slash Clint Boyer's diet.
Clint Boyer to get diarrhea and not make the race.
Why do you always have to talk about diarrhea? Why do you have to bring scatological issues?
He
diarrhea.
thought he was saying diorama.
But the question is about Jamie McMurray and Ryan Newman. Which of those guys do you think is more likely to score a top five at Richmond International Raceway?
Ryan Newman, hands down. I've gone to this race. This is my home track, and I used to sit there in the stands for many, many years, and I've seen...
At your in-law seat.
Isn't that ironic that you sit in the stands?
It is ironic. That's funny.
Ironical.
Do you stand in the sits? I don't know. If you take a sitz bath, you're not standing, so I guess not. I've seen Ryan Newman perform very well at Richmond over the years. If he's got the race car, he certainly knows how to race this track. So I would put my money on Ryan Newman finishing ahead of Jamie McMurray come Saturday night.
Well, I'm going to take the other side. I'm going to say Jamie McMurray has showed up for the big races this year. The Indy 500, he showed up. The Daytona 500, he showed up.
Atlanta last week when he really had a lot on the line.
Okay. Jamie, you really do have to show up this time, buddy, if you have any shot in
He
hell.
doesn't have a shot. And that has been
I
your
know.
Rowdy.com Big 3 for today. We always have a shot at Rowdy.com. And so do you. Come on over, join up, post a blog, and do other stuff that you can do over there.
All right, let's go have some shots.
Okay.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.